Living Pain here. Hope all is well. Day 330. Big 330. It's a Sunday. Woke up, man, retaining water like crazy. 2 days ago, Friday, weighed in at, I think 201.4. Today it was like 206.4, 0.2, something like that. It was like maybe, it was way too much. So it's weird because I didn't, there was no alcohol involved. And all I ate, the calories weren't like overly crazy, right? Like on Friday night, I think it was 3,600 calories, and I did, a couple of workouts. And then Saturday, there was no workouts, but it was like 2,600 calories. And then you step on the scale on a Sunday and it's like 206. It's gone up 5 pounds in 2 days. And it's like, man, it just shows the impact of eating candy, sugars, right? Because I was eating chocolates and, popsicles and some puddings and all the rest of that stuff. And it's just the death of 1,000 cuts, 100 calories here, 150 there, and you start adding it all up. Although it's weird because how do you gain 5 pounds? Obviously it's got to be water, yet at the same time it blows my mind, and it gets me. I get when I have a bad day or a bad weekend, I don't get so much depressed to keep it in a bad way. For me and my life, I get mad at myself. You freaking asshole. What are you doing, you idiot? And I just get pissed off at myself. And then when I get pissed off at myself, I actually treat myself like a separate person. Like, dude, you got to get your shit together. Enough's enough. Cut it off here. Blah, 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 right? So that's kind of the stuff that's been going through my head since this morning. And even yesterday, as I mentioned, I was so unmotivated yesterday to do anything. And it really sucks because if I would have got up early and just did something, a workout or something, my whole mental perspective would have been different yesterday. So instead, I'm pissed off from yesterday. So I'm sleeping, early morning, running things, I'm lucid. So I'm in that self-hypnotic state and running through what am I going to do today and that sort of thing. So I pretty much accomplished everything but one thing, which has to do with work, which I'm going to get up early and do it tomorrow. And the videos, as you've seen, there's less upfront stuff and more of the commentary, which will probably be more of what's going on. For time, I've got some goals with work that I want to accomplish. And B, some of the feedback I'm getting is people just kind of fast forwarding through the front anyway and just going to some of the commentary. And then I was thinking on the commentary, coming up with maybe a little subject or a topic or funny story or something. And if anyone has anything they want me to talk about, go ahead and put it in the comments and I'll definitely do that. For today, I don't have anything a special sort of something to talk about. Although what I did do today was, if yesterday was one of those lousy days where I didn't eat properly and I didn't work out, boom, today I finished off February really strong. Like it's the 28th of February. I finished off with 2.5 workouts. One was a run, which I'll get into, a 10K run. Then there was the weights, which was about 50 minutes, which I really didn't want to do. And then there was the 15-minute yoga hip opening challenge, which it's 21 days. So I managed to finish the 21 days. I only missed 2 days. However, I'm going to keep going with the hip opening stuff. I can't really tell if it worked or not for me. It's got to have done something, I would think. Today on my run, it was the first time in 5 months that I've ran 10 kilometers. I look back, I think the last time was September 23rd or something like that, where I was running 10 kilometers an hour at a whack. So today I figured, you know what, I had yesterday off, why don't we do a run? Do 10K, see what you can do. And so about 4.8 kilometers into it, give or take, I could just feel like, part of my calf getting a little bit sore, more irritated, and then the sides, and I was tempted to stop and maybe walk and go, man, is this stuff ever gonna get out of here? Am I ever gonna be able to run again? But I decided just to keep running, and I'm keeping a low heart rate. It's all about low heart rate training. And I managed to run through it, and then as I'm running, I'm visualizing as well what's happening, because I can feel stuff on the side, I can feel it on the back. It's not a knotted pain or anything like that. And I started to visualize in my mind that what I think it could be is I haven't done significant running in 5 months. And now, I think in the last 2 weeks, I've done 5 or 6 runs, which is great. Most of them being 5 kilometers, maybe 6. And then this one is the 10-kilometer run. And I just get the sense that it's just muscle fibers opening up to where they need to be, or, it's just not used to running. So it's kind of getting the calves and everything kind of working. With that said, I'm definitely not going to run for another 3 days. I've already got the stick going, which rolling the calf, and I'm going to use my little drill that does massage, and I'm going to keep that up. The good thing was, I think I finished the run, I averaged 126 beats, which is pretty damn amazing. 10K, no stopping, 126 beats average, and I think my pace was like a 6 minute and 17 second per kilometer, which is respectable, and then at such a low heart rate is damn respectable. And it's really become apparent that my cardio has really improved. The last run I did was 5 months ago, so I was looking, and that one was basically the same pace. It was like 6:11, but my heart rate, the average heart rate, was 137 beats, where this one, the average was 126, which is a big difference, and it just shows how much better shape I'm in. Weights-wise, just did it. Didn't necessarily want to do it, but again, if you stop now, you just negate all of those gains that you had. The other thing I was thinking about today was signing up for a triathlon, for a half Ironman. And I don't think I ever want to do an Ironman ever again. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt 12 times. Nothing really. I always say that you have to have psychological problems to be an Ironman. At least someone that's done 2 Ironmans. 1 Ironman I consider a bucket list. And then when you do, someone will do an Ironman to get it off their bucket list. But to do 2 Ironmans or more, you definitely have to have psychological problems. And for me, I've looked at it, and it's taken me 12 of them. And because when you first start, I know when I did my very first Ironman, my motivation was to prove that that I could do it, that I'm worthy, that I'm, I think there was a lot of, stuff built up from when I was a kid, because my first Ironman, I think I did it at 21, 22, I think it was 22. And then, might have been 21. Anyway, in that area. And, you know, there's all this stuff. You're coming out of school and you're just trying to make your way and all that. And I had this incredible motivation to prove that I could put my mind to something, I can accomplish it, succeed. And it was really, it wasn't even proving to myself, it was proving to others that I could do it. So that was the first one. And then you go through the next ones, the next ones, the next ones. And I got to a point where I just don't have the same psychological problems that I had, you know, on number 9, 10, 11. You know, you definitely are working through issues. And I don't want to say problems. Yeah, you got issues. Not necessarily problems, but you got issues, and it's not necessarily bad. But so I don't want to do a full Ironman is what I'm saying. A long way, that's what I'm saying. But a half Ironman, it's a perfect distance because it's long enough that you have to train for it. You know, it's long enough that it's worth getting up early. Because one of the things that I wish triathlons and Ironmans and stuff is, I wish they didn't have a start time at 7 in the morning. I wish the start times were like 12 noon. Because the worst thing is, it's a 7 o'clock start time, then you got to get up, and this is for most triathlons, it doesn't matter the size, but you got to get up, like for an Ironman or pretty much any race, you're up 2-3 hours before. So if the race starts at 7, you're up at 4 o'clock. You can't sleep. The bigger the race, the more, especially an Ironman, you can't sleep the night before. And so I don't like doing anything under a half Ironman size or distance. And the reason is that if I'm going to get up early and have to get all my stuff ready and all that stuff, I'm not wasting my time doing that for a sprint triathlon or an Olympic distance triathlon to be out there for 2.5-3 hours or, you know, whatever. I want to at least make it count. So a half Ironman is the perfect distance. It's you know, it's enough that you got to train for. You got to put in probably 12 hours, 10 to 12 hours a week of training at minimum if you want to get half decent, or have a decent time, or finish at a decent time, or, you know, not finish way too late, that sort of thing. So I was just thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? And for me, believe it or not, and this isn't uncommon, last Ironman I did, I almost drowned. And then I had a lot of, you know, just panicking in the water. So it's obviously psychological, because I've done Ironmans before when I'm in the washing machine where guys are banging me, goggles are coming off, you're hitting guys, you're getting kicked, punched, whatever. And that never bothered me. And now that I do them, or last few, I almost drowned. It was like really damn scary. The last half Ironman I did was last year. I dropped 26 pounds, which I gained back, you know, and then I've lost 37. But I set that as a goal. I finished that one. It was pathetically slow, but I managed to finish it. And so now I'm thinking doing a half. And then I look at the half Ironmans, the 2 that are in Canada are filled, sold out. So I'm looking at the one in end of July, I think July 21st or 25th, which is in Ohio, which is only a 5.5-6 hour drive away. And it looks like the water's warm and the bike ride is flat. And, you know, just looking back, to do a good job, I'd want a solid 4 to 5 months of training. You know, really building a base, you know, doing it right, so that at least when I show up on race day, I'm not going to be in pain. And the whole thing is, the better shape you're in, the easier the race is. The worse shape you're in, the harder the race is. It's just the way it works. The faster you finish is basically the easier the race. The longer it takes, the more pain and suffering. So that's what's on my mind right now, is looking at signing up for a half Ironman. yeah, and just pulling the trigger. So I'll probably do a little bit of research in terms of, backtrack on the training and then get set up on a training program, get back in contact with Mark Allen and get on his program. And the only thing is I got to make sure I can run. It's going to be hard to finish if I can't run. So anyway, food-wise, as you saw today, I stayed reasonably on the calories at 2,000. However, again, of the calories, I had a little bit of McDonald's ice cream. We went to this farmer's market berry place, and they had homemade apple pie. And I was thinking, when I was losing a lot of weight, I was eating apple pie, or cherry pie was my dessert at the end of the day. So I figured, what the hell, and I bought the apple pie and had a few things. So I wasn't perfect today, but I was a lot better than yesterday. And tomorrow I'll be better than today, and on and on and on. Anyway, that's it for me. Living Pain. Have a good one. We will see you tomorrow.